Welcome in to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today we play the biggest game of our season and a whole lot of hatred between these two teams as we return to Palo Alto to host the USC Trojans. And overlooking the fact that the Trojans knocked us out of the playoffs twice last year, their starting quarterback this year, former Stanford Cardinal in Miles Jackson, who, if he stayed here, who knows, maybe he would be the starting quarterback over our true freshman, but he's having a good year with the Trojans. Over 2,000 passing, 17 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Rushing the ball, and we're going to start to see a theme here for the Trojans. Their main guy in Tevin Hendricks is out with an injury, which is good news for us because he did phenomenal against us last year. Instead, we'll see Amarion Peterson. Now, both of Hendricks and Peterson's are 85 overall, so it's not that big of a gain for us. He's averaging 5.6 a rush, 2 touchdowns on the year, and they do get the ball to Jalen Fowler in the backfield fairly often. Receiving, Trent Eberle, the true sophomore, a former attempted recruit here of the Stanford Cardinal. He leads them with 672 yards and 9 touchdowns. Fowler will get a little bit, as well as Gano and Eldridge, the tight end. Along the offensive line, another injury. The redshirt senior in Elijah Page was the starter at left tackle, but his actual replacement has played much better than him. In more snaps, he's given up far less sacks. And speaking of sacks, our offensive line will have 2 guys to watch out for, Elijah Newby and Sean Ward, both with 4.5 sacks each. TFLs, we have Rivera, who will get stuck in the run game. But their main tackler, Jaden Walker, the senior linebacker, is also going to be out with injury. And at kicker, always a threat, Tyler Robles, who was 100 across the board. With the Cardinals itching to not only climb up the conference standings where they sit at 12, USC up at 3, they're also trying to find their way back into the top 25. USC currently sits at 9. And against closer competition to USC's level, they've played close games. 1-score win over Washington, 1-score loss over Oregon, and a 1-point win over Notre Dame. And it just so happens to be that on paper, the Cardinal are the better team. So with the stage a year in the making, we are underway. Looks like we're kicking this one off towards dusk as the stadium is in the shade. And Coach Barrington's offense can hit the field starting at the 22. Not with Elijah Brown at quarterback, but with Terrell, the true freshman, and an offense fit towards them. Though they will start with Parrish in the running game, picking up 2. In seasons past, this rivalry game really has been decided by the running game of both teams. We'll see a bunch more of that as Ed Keenan, he takes a jet sweep, angling stiff arm that will cost him the first down. Looked like he should have had it, but no, third and about half a yard. Montrell Dog in at running back as he goes to the right-hand side, and a big gain saving tackle comes in from 4, who still goes as a first down. Thompson also in here at the running back spot, keeping it, flipping it out to Dog. That's the triple option, one of the new layers here of the Cardinal offense. We didn't get to see too much of the option last game. 2nd and 3, motion again from that right-hand side, faking the jet sweep, a big block down the middle, Dean Roth. He absolutely ran over that DT, and it's a new DT than what we saw last year. RPO, delayed handoff, loss of 3. Kirk Beck filling in for the linebacker out injured, makes the stop. And a play action pass. They're trying to set that up. They have McCoy, will get the catch, but a flag is down. And it looks like this one will be backing up. They get a Modi Nigbun with that call, having to deal with the star edge rushers here of the Trojans. 2nd and 23. Terrell from under center, dropping back and under pressure. It's going to be a massive loss. How about 3rd and 23? Another sack on the season of Ward. Hard count and no penalty thrown. He definitely got an early jump. Going across the middle, Harvin. That's the other freshman who gets to the midfield line of 4th and 5. And Coach Bearington brings the offense out here Hard count, no one jumps. Hard count again, no one jumps. Snapping the ball, Terrell, he's got an easy shot, though lofts it. Turning up, Buck will squeeze out the first. Almost a little too much touch on that one. Cardinal do keep their drive alive. Swinging it out, it's Licator, the returner, but he couldn't even turn before he got tackled. USC flying around, picks up the stop, no gain. 2nd and 10, and drifting to the right-hand side. Throwing a pick. He tried to find Buck late. A mistake from the true freshman in a big game here. That's what got Elijah Brown sat on the bench, just try to force things late. Terrell's been under a lot of pressure early on in this one. Now it's going to be USC's offense hitting the field. As they go to the right-hand side, back down towards the middle. Coat there with a stop. Now the good part about going against a former teammate of ours, we know Jackson pretty well. He's going to be a passer, not much of true speed behind him. But he has developed his arm talent throughout the years. Expect Coach Barrington to try to bring some heat here on 3rd and 7. Double A gap look, Nelson Queen, and a big catch. Their tight end in Eldridge. Nearly jumped Sumlin. Could have been a sack as well. What a play from Jackson, keeping that alive, and a great set of hands from the tight end. They're down inside the 30. As they go to the running game, Ume just got driven 8 yards off the snap. Plays like that from the interior O-line is why the running game has been so important the last few matchups, and Richardson bit on the play fake. Luckily, Atkins there to get the quick tackle. But in all honesty, it should have been a sack. 3rd and 3. They motion out. Peterson will be an empty set. Bring the blitz in Camp, who does get back there, puts a hit in on him. Nicholson with the tackle on Peterson. It will be the first attempt at points tonight with a 4th and 1. And pressure around the edge. Diving comes up short. And it's another field goal on the year. Robles gets 3 off the interception for the Trojans as they take the lead here. Back over to our offense, who takes Parrish down the middle for another gain of 2. That's the same start we had last possession. And with the final play here of the first quarter, they do snap it. Parrish, he gets to the outside, trucking through the corner. A statement run there to end that first quarter. Cardinal have played decently here, but the turnover, the interception from the freshman and Terrell, the big difference in this one, 3-0. With triple the time of possession, Trojans on top as we get underway here. Second quarter at the 38. It's going to be play action, rolling. He has his receiver downfield looking for Haddad, and it's another interception. Another forced play downfield. Braylon Conley gets the pick, and I'm sure Coach Bearington about to light it up underneath his true freshman at quarterback. Taken over to about midfield again, Trojans. They go underneath, and ball pops out. Still down, recovered by Camp. He's the same one that forced that fumble. It's back-to-back turnovers here in this rivalry as the Cardinal take the field at the 42. And this time, we'll see if Terrell can keep the ball on his own side. Motion Ed Keenan. He's going to take the jet sweep yet again. Parrish turning up to get the block, and we'll go for a gain of 6. Where the Cardinals ran into trouble this game is when they tried to stretch that ball downfield. Last game they kept things short, worked out pretty well. Lausay close to the first down, but Sam Green injured on that play. We'll have to check in on that Trojan later on in this one. As for now, Cardinal into plus side. As they break out the triple option again, flipping it out to Dog, trying to find the angle. Great tackle on the edge, 45. The Cardinal gain 8 on the play. They're now at the 40. Motion this time, Haddad. Looking to pass the ball. Rolling again. Trying to get to the outside, which Terrell has the speed to do. Scrambling, he picks up the first down. Yet a very impressive run last game to kind of open the door for the Cardinal to get back into it. Scrambling here and just trying to get back to the line. Hot pursuit from Sean Ward. Had a sack earlier in this one. Not going to count that one as he does just break that line. Toss to the outside here. Parrish sticking the foot in the ground. He picks up 5. The Cardinal will need 5 more on third as they're inside the 30. Hard count. As we move with Simmons, it's due to encroachment. That will be a free first down. Who needs to try to convert when you can just do it with the sound of your voice. Terrell here with two tight ends to the left-hand side as they look to set up the screen here to Haddad. Not going to juke out 30, but he does pick up 5. Good job there from the Trojan defender to sit and make that tackle. Going back to the RPO, it's Dog. No gain. Big old 95 and Stumpf makes the play, and it's another 3rd and 5. Hard count, and again, movement along that line, though they are going to run the play here. And it looks like Terrell will take the hit, but it should still be another 1st down. Or perhaps just not quite. They're actually going to mark it 3rd and inches. Pistol set, Dog the running back to the left-hand side, plowing through down to the 6. Cardinal doing well to keep these drives moving here as it's goal to go. And Terrell, he's going to flip it late behind Dog, who has to run back. He misses it. Eventually, he will get the tackle. It's a fumble as the running back forgot to take the pitch and forgot to pick it up. It was definitely a late pitch, but you got to stay on your feet. A scoring opportunity wasted here for the Cardinal. As USC, they're getting a big gain on the RPO. Camp tracks him down at about the 50. That is Eberle, the former recruit here of the Stanford Cardinal, decided to go with the Trojans. Really seeing him in his first matchup of this rivalry, and down the middle, Peterson picks up 8. You can tell the RPO is causing a little pause there from the linebackers. 2nd and 2 as 22 motions out. Bringing the heat again, though, picking it up. Eventually, though, Fotu and honestly half of the defensive line get back there. Haven't got to see much from Sony Fotu this year. This is a game for him to really step it up. 3rd and 11. As they look to set up the screen to the outside, Peterson having to cut back inside. Sumlin upends him. And at the 43, they will settle for a punt. Cardinal have really let opportunities get by them here, and they can't afford that too much longer. Dog taken out. Coming off the edge, Elijah Newby with the quick tackle. It's going to be a loss of 2 in the 2-minute warning. Cardinal need to drive about 31 yards here to find a touchdown before the end of this half. No one quite open, throws it short, and he finds Blouse, but he might have thrown that past the line. We're definitely seeing some young mistakes here from Nick Terrell. He's a true freshman playing in his 2nd game, and it's arguably one of his biggest games of his career. Rolling to the right-hand side, he has Buck, who gets the catch a little high, slips the tackle, and it's a 1st down on 3rd and long. They needed about 17. They got about 20 on it at the 44 here, as also you need to keep an eye on that clock. Across the middle, going back to Buck. He's got the 1st down. Cardinals still have all of their timeouts. They drove last possession. The miscue on the triple option caused that drive to end early. And again, rolling out, throwing this one away as he was under pressure. And it seems like Terrell not exactly trusting that offensive line in front of him. Under center here, one receiver either side. And across the middle, they find a Nenny. That's tight end 3. We'll get the Cardinals to a 3rd and 1 scenario. Goal line set. Dog's got the 1st down and more. Down about the 20. First timeout is called there. It's a close game like we've seen every time so far. We're looking for a little bit of some play action and throwing across the middle off the butt of Pale. Looked a little bit more like they were trying to get that tunnel screen set up on the left side. It just never developed. So 2nd and 10 here at the 20. Rolling and throwing, coming at it, Blouse drops it. That should have been a touchdown for the Cardinal. Instead, 3rd and 10 with 32 seconds left. Early movement again, that's going to be Newby. Well, we've definitely seen some mental errors here from Terrell. At least he's forcing that from his opponents as well. 2 receivers to the left-hand side here. 3rd and now 5. Throwing, cross the grain, and Buck drops it. Should have been another 1st down here, Cardinals, with 2 big drops late on in this half. ETN sneaks it past the left upright. And we have a tied game here rather than what should probably be a 14-3 lead. But if that's not the story of how all of these USC games have gone, I don't know what is. 23 seconds left. Early movement looks like from the tackle. They don't call that. And a near pick actually caught on that left-hand side. But surprisingly, after getting that grab, they just let it head on into halftime. So it is 3-3 here. A lot of mistakes coming the way of the Cardinal. Defense did step up for them. They did force a fumble. Camp hit that ball out and scooped it up. But we've had interceptions. We had a miscue on the triple option. And we've left arguably 11 points out there on the field. Terrell is 9 of 15 passing, 60% rushing the ball. Montreal Dog, the main guy, with 4.7 rushing. Parrish, 3.4. Buck leads us in receiving, 3 catches, 40 yards. And Rico Cote leads us in tackles. As we get this second half underway, it's that defense led by Rico Cote today out on the field. With a spread look here, shotgun set, and a quick stop, Sony Fotu. Last year, we almost couldn't not call his name on plays. Finally glad we're getting back to that here. Pass to the outside, and another grab from 8. That is Gano. He had that big catch before halftime, though his team did not elect to use it. 3rd and 2 here, a chance to get off the field. Cardinal close to, but Peterson kept those legs moving. Fotu, while he met him about a yard prior to the line to gain, couldn't bring him down. 1st and 10, hard count from Jackson. Gonna motion out Peterson, then hand it off to the second running back, who will pick up 6. Seemingly attacking the left side of the offensive line, at least. Right side of our defense behind their star guard. 2nd and 4, using him as the puller, opens the door. Sumlin meets him, but it's down at the opposite 45. Heavy run emphasis to start this half. As they go back to it here, Peterson shakes one, but not going to get by Camp. Camp, of course, a really good down towards the line kind of safety with a 2nd and 8. Trying to pass the ball, have to dump it off. Peterson upended by Asher. That leaves another 3rd and 2, hard count doesn't work. RPO, and they have got it. Eberle, touchdown Trojans. They went with the RPO. Free release on the outside. Cardinals bit in to stop the run. Great play call from the Trojans OC. They take the lead 10-3. And with that score, we've seen more points scored outside the 4th quarter than we have in the last probably 3 matchups between these teams. As Parrish takes a handoff down the middle, he's still up, eventually blowing that whistle. They'll mark it a gain of 6. 2nd and 4, 2 tight ends to the left-hand side. And under pressure, ball pops out. It's still out and scooped up by the Trojans. It's Sean Ward yet again. Anodi Nigbun has not done too well on that side. 2nd fumble on the day for Terrell. That's 4 total turnovers, and Eberle, what a grab. Looked like Asher set up to get the pick. Instead, 1st and goal at the 5. They're going to motion out Peterson here, bringing the blitz and throwing it to Eldridge. Spun into the end zone. That's not the way you want to spin them, Sumlin. It's 2 quick touchdowns to open up the second half. Trojans take a 17-3 lead. And with that, Coach Barrington making a change. The senior quarterback Elijah Brown is out there. This seems like this game might have been too much here for the young quarterback. Throwing it, finding Blausay, and slipping by both the corner and his teammate in Haddad. It's a big play up to the 48. And that's exactly what we need to see here from the Cardinals. Some big plays, get the momentum back on their side. That's McCoy gaining 7, leaving us with a 2nd and 3. Back in pistol, looking to go with a run here. Good block on the outside, Baklenko. Parrish angling out at the 30. Already you can feel a little bit of a difference here as Brown has checked in. They're down now at the 31. Now the offense did move with Terrell in at quarterback, but we got to find the end zone. Snapping the ball with barely any time. Parrish, no gain. We've seen a lot coming here from the front 7 of the Trojans. Got to find a way around them here. Cardinal throwing across the middle. Haddad with the catch, and he gets down. He was wanting no drama there. Parrish and Lucas out here, 3rd and 1. Good double to backer. Parrish got the first down. For the 3rd time today, Cardinal are inside the red zone, though they don't have a touchdown to show for it. Going across, they find Haddad, trying to speed around, but Newbie, clean tackle. Will end up being a gain of 5, and the goal line set here coming out at the 13. As they go play action, they've got Lucas on the end, and he drops it. That's been the biggest problem for the Cardinal today. Well, one of the biggest problems for the Cardinal today. They had a drop touchdown, a drop first down, and that's why they had to settle for a field goal last time they were down here. Tight window, it's dropped. Well, that time you could understand a little bit more why. 4th and 5, offense still out here. Hard count from Brown, no one jumps. Hard count again, and they do get a jump in Ward. However, they're actually going to put it on Baklenko. Very, very close there. Cardinals don't catch the luck. Etienne back out here for a second field goal attempt, this time down the middle. Makes it still a 2-score game. But the Cardinals are going to need a lot more than just field goals. Looking like there might need an interception or a forced fumble here. Quick tackle on the outside, Nelson and Cam. We've seen a lot from Cam today, called his name a lot. We head into the 4th quarter, where it is 17-6. Cardinal need a touchdown, 2-point, and a field goal to tie. But first stop, they got to get the stop on defense with a 2nd and 11. Back at the 15. Miles Jackson, play action, crossed and finding once again Gano. The front 7 just haven't challenged Jackson enough in this one. He's been able to just find his targets. 1st and 10, RPO. Limited gain, Rico Coat there. Of course, the Trojans semi-taking their time here before each and every play. And a quick stop. Jackson gave that to Peterson. He definitely was not wanting to take any of that contact. 3rd and 11. Defense has to get off the field here. As they look to set up the halfback screen, Rico Coat is all over it. He seemed to be the only Cardinal over there. He gets the secure tackle, and we're getting the ball back. Now, at least the good note here for the Cardinal, having Brown back in at quarterback. He's a little bit more of a down-the-field passer. As he goes to Blouse, it's through his hands. Having accuracy at quarterback only helps if your receivers can catch the passes. 2nd and 10. It's going to be play action. Rolling. He's got his receiver downfield, and Blouse drops it again. Do have to give credit, though, to the DB. He made a big play out there. 3rd and 10. Cardinal. They need to convert some of these plays. Coming across, they got Haddad as he's going to use that speed, nearly juking, bursting to the outside. Does pick up a key first down, though, for the Cardinals as we're approaching the 6-minute mark. We got to find some points and find them rather quickly. Rolling, throwing, and dropped again, Blouse. That's 3 this drive alone. Playing the game of football, you're going to have tight coverage. You got to hold on to these passes. As Brown, he's got to throw this one away, and he will just in time. A lot of pressure there now. Another 3rd and 10. Hard count. Let's make that 3rd and 5. Always easier to shorten these downs prior to the snap. 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Still needing to convert here, and he nearly throws the pick. It was the defensive end drifting back who nearly was gifted it. 4th and 5. Hard count again, no one works. Snapping the ball, they've got to find it here, and they do find it. Keenan keeping this game alive here, not only the drive alive for the Cardinal. As they go hurry up here, sticking with that same look. And RPO swing it out to Keenan. Good block downfield, and a first down at about the 30. As we've seen all game long, it's not getting down to this point. That's the problem. It's touchdowns down at this point. As it looks like Brown, he's just going to scramble here, try to pick up some blocks, and he's got the first down. Takes a few seconds off the clock as he tries to fight for extra yardage. But we'll take all we can get here. About 5 minutes left. Need a touchdown drive here. And he's got Keenan, and there is the Cardinal touchdown. It just took 5 times for the charm, but they're drawing this one back. But we're not done with this drive. Trying to make this a field goal game. 2-point try. And they throw. Intercepted. They try to find Blouse. This will remain a 5-point game. Cardinal will need another touchdown and a stop on defense. Well, I'm sure Coach Bearington wouldn't mind the score needed coming from his defense. USC, they start at the 15. And a quick stop, Nelson, no gain. USC spreading the ball out here, 2nd and 10. They go quarterback draw with a little side shuffle. Breaking the tackle, takes a hit and uses the down players to slide for the first. What a play from the former Cardinal against the Cardinal. And they swing out pass. Breaking to the outside, I believe that's one of the corners. Having to come in here to play some receiver. He picks up a massive gain. And that puts the Trojans at about their field goal range. Maybe slightly inside of it already. 1st and 10. Gonna motion out Peterson. Swinging it his way. Big hit, Asher. Loss of 3. That's exactly what we need from this defense. Everyone getting involved here. Push this team back. As Nelson gets the stop. Picking up about the loss 3. And approaching the 2-minute warning here. Defense has to get the stop. 3rd and 9. Letting that play clock roll all the way down to 2. Setting up the screen opposite side. Hennessy's got to get the tackle, and he will. Cardinal called a timeout there. Now we know Robles has been fantastic this year, 100%. This one about a 48-yarder. He's hit from 50, and he's got another. Cardinal will need a touchdown and a 2-2 tie. And they'll have to drive 75 yards. 2:10 on the clock, 2 timeouts remaining. Under pressure, they try to set up the tight end screen. Hard to set that up, though, when you have the speed of Elijah Newby coming off the edge. 2nd and 10. Play action. Having to get out of there, throwing it away. It's 3rd and 10. Definitely not the start to the drive you need. 4 down territory from here on out, though. As they have motion, Haddad coming over, he's open, got him on the run, trying to find an angle. He's out at about the 47. 2-minute warning has arrived. And they are scrunching down the lines here. Looks like Brown is making a change. He's got one receiver either side. Doesn't quite get the release he was looking for. Throwing it away, but chucking that ball about 60 yards downfield. Not sure how necessary that was, but I guess, hey, it works out either way. 2nd and 10. Hard count, no one jumps, trying to get some of those free bits of yards. Bucked. He's trucking over the corner. He's getting that first. He's going to make sure he gets out of bounds in the process. Still having those 2 timeouts. Looking to pass the ball here with that quick stop on the outside. Haddad spins the corner. He's at the 10. 5. Diving, splatting in. Touchdown. But just as last time, we are not done with this drive. We need the 2-point try to tie. 1:39 remains in this game. And it will be back in shotgun. Brown making some changes back there. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got to find it here as he goes at Keenan. And he holds on. We've got a tie game here, about 1.5 minutes left. Your Stanford Cardinal have the 9-ranked USC Trojans on the rope. Looking to find a knockout blow here as they pass the ball downfield. Camp gets the pick. Cardinal are going to take over, and he's weaving, trying to find his way inside field goal range. Defense kept the Cardinal in it, and defense might have just found a way to win this game. And in the back of your head, you kind of have a little bit of a sorrow feeling that a former teammate picks off a former teammate. Montreal Dog with a lead block, and a big truck stick down to the 20. Trojans calling their timeouts. I would not be surprised if we don't see another pass the remainder of this one. 122 and counting. Dog back again down the middle. He picks up 8. 2nd timeout call. USC had the game in their hands quite a long time. Still not over here. This is college football. Anything can happen. Jet sweep. Keenan dives. He's got the first down. No more timeouts for the Trojans. And the Cardinal have a 1st and goal. Back at about the 9.5-yard line. They go weak side. Montreal Dog down to the 3. And they'll rotate the running backs here. Inside 40 seconds. Looking for that motion at Keenan. Fake the jet sweep. Parrish into the end zone. Cardinal take a touchdown lead. About 30 seconds left on that board. The hatred from what the Trojans did to this team about a year ago has been brewing. They're 28 seconds away from revenge. USC looking to throw downfield, and throwing out of bounds is Jackson. Nelson was working his way around the end. Also got to remember Trojans don't have any more timeouts. Again, an early movement from that right tackle. What are we playing against the Chiefs here? Taking notes right out of their playbook. 3rd and 10. Passing to the outside, another straight throwaway, and a 4th and game. 17 seconds left. Trying to make sure we lock up everyone here downfield. Nelson trying to fight through. It's a pass downfield, and Camp swats it away. That is a win. Your Cardinal storm back in this one behind the senior quarterback of Elijah Brown, and they win 27-20. Well, the overall series definitely still in favor of USC after what happened last year. This victory is sweet. Elijah Brown checks in following 4 turnovers from the freshman, puts 21 points on the board. Trent Parrish, he averaged 4.3 rushing. Montrell Dog had 6. Bryce Haddad had a big second half. He gets 6 grabs, 100 yards, but arguably the biggest play goes to Donald Camp with that interception. He had 7 total tackles in this one as well. And with that massive win, we land a key recruit, the 5-star tight end in Emmanuel Gomez. And with the drops we've seen from Buck, well, he better watch out. We also land our second key recruit in George Ball out of Carlton, Texas, the 5-star receiver. And with the drops we're seeing from several of our receivers, that's another position group where we might have a true freshman start next year. But the biggest news from that game is we are back into the top 25, going from not having a single vote last week to all the way in here at 23. Now, USC also did drop pretty substantially from 9 down to 17, and depending on who they have the rest of their season, as they do have Oregon State next, who's 18, we might have knocked them out of potentially playoff hopes, and that would be the sweetest revenge of all from last season. As for conference standings, we are also flying up this list here. We're still not into the top 5, but we are sitting here at 7. Oregon is above us. We had a close game against them. We lost. That is why we are not above them. Also, with the fact they just have more wins in total than us. But with us both 2-2 in conference, that is why. Utah, UCLA, a team that we beat, they're also up here. Cal will play them in a couple games. Boise State at 11th. Nationally, they're 6-1, 2-1 in conference, and Colorado is at 4. So it took until the Sanders brothers left for them to finally do well here, surprisingly. But it's not with a very highly built team. They're 81 overall, 81 on offense, 82 on defense. Just taking a look down the list here. Oregon 90, 90, 91. We're 91 across the board. And it looks like we have built the strongest team in the pack. But that team still has 5 more games to get through this season. We are 4-3, meaning we need to win 2 more games to at least become bowl eligible to keep that streak alive. We have Wyoming up next, and they have not had a great year. They're 2-5. Then we have Washington, who is unranked but 5-2. We also have Oregon State, who is 5-2, though they are ranked. We'll see if that's the same case after the USC game. Cal in week 12, and we got Notre Dame here down in week 3. All of these teams are doing extremely well outside of Wyoming, so it's still a tough road as we move ahead. And speaking of moving ahead, we had to bench Nick Terrell in this game. He was not playing well. It very much seemed like a true freshman coming out there playing a really big game. He had only played in 1 game prior, and it was just too much from him. He was making mental errors. Brown came in, his senior, and he settled things down. So what I imagine we do for the remainder of this season is Brown will be our main quarterback. However, next episode, as we are playing against Wyoming, they're a 2-win team. I want to get Nick Terrell 1 more game out there. That'll give him 3 in his true freshman season. We can then put him back on the red shirt thereafter. He'll not lose that year of eligibility. He'll be a red shirt freshman next year, and depending on that 5-star quarterback we bring in, maybe Terrell will be the starter next year. Maybe we have a dual quarterback system, And that is something I do want to have when Elijah Brown comes back in for those final 4 games. We have Avant, Azuma, Sutton, even Draft here, who could see some playing time. And I imagine we might do something with Draft. As there will just be 4 games left, we could use his 4 games if we need to, and I feel like what he would be best at would just be someone to come in, provide a little bit of change of pace. If we want to go triple option, if we need a run from our quarterback, that is where I see Draft helping us out. His arm is not going to get much better in terms of throw power. His accuracies can improve. I don't think they're ever going to be anything terrific, but he has the quickness that we're looking for. 88 speed, 92 excel, and perhaps he was an athlete when we recruited him. Perhaps after this season, he switches to a different position that would help us out a little bit more, considering the other quarterback options we have. And for one last thing before we go, a quick update here on the recruits. Kenya Das is so close to committing, and that's something we need to get done next episode because Utah is making a push. He has Boise State week 9. That is going to be this next game, so we'll see if that changes his mind on coming here. If Boise State jumps in front of us, fingers crossed that does not happen. As for Vallejo, again, we want to get this one done next week. We're very close. We do have the earlier visit, so we should be good there. Dom Cage, Georgia and us, we are neck and neck. We do have the earlier visit, though Miami, he'll be visiting next time. That's halfway down the line. Hopefully it's not like an instant commit, but I definitely do not want him recruiting to Georgia because we already lost Quan Wooden to Georgia. Getting down to the 4 stars, we're still well in front here for Bargava. As for Kramer, again, still on top. We did land Gomez, so he's not as big of a necessity, though I still want options. And Ty Holly, we're looking pretty good with. But as we enter the final stretch here of the season, Cardinal have turned it around. Back above 500, back inside the top 25 with a massive win here today. And I think that win definitely earned this channel a sub. Either hit that bell icon in that bottom right or scroll down, hit the actual sub button, and go ahead and tap that bell icon as well so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got Madden 25 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Both of these teams in an upward swing. The Jaguars, they might be playoff bound, and your Cardinal, they're at least going to be heading, if we keep track of play, to a bowl game. Playoffs probably a little bit far out unless some of these teams we face late do end up jumping in that top 25. So stick around as next time we go on the road, the final game of Nick Terrell for this season against Wyoming.